I will speak slowly, so your mind and your soul will understand. Number 1, you were born in a cold prison. It is your country, your state. Number 2, you have to pay for the prison stay. They call the prison fee taxes. Number 3, you have no say what will be done with the money, but you have to pay. Number 4, to pay the money you have to work. The prison encourages you to buy new shiny products, so you feel better about your poor existence. Number 5, you are not allowed to exit the prison and live on your own. They will hunt you and make you pay. Number 6, only a few prisoners have walked far enough to see the prison wall. Number 7, the prison gives you news and entertainment so that you don't discover the prison walls. Number 8, the prison does not allow strong family bonds or strong brotherhood unless you are a part of the group that is running the prison. Number 9, the prison you live in makes you weak, sick, and divided. Because
So Home Affairs aims to roll out digital IDs, e-passports by 2029 with the help of the banks. I have been trying to implore most of you, most especially those that are still stuck in the past with their green mamba barcoded ID books. And you guys started swearing at me and calling me names. And this is the modus operandi. From 2030, I've been telling you that the plan is to go digital. And conveniently enough for government, that can only happen if the majority of the population migrates to digital IDs, things like e-passports and all that. So I believe that if at least you have a smart ID, you will be able to have some sort of alternative and leverage in terms of saying no to what is coming. So the agenda is bigger than we can comprehend. It is just bigger than Home Affairs South Africa. It is global. I hope you are catching my drift. I'm not going to say anything further than what I've already said. Cheers.
Yeah, these motherfuckers are pushing digital ID on these people. And once they do digital ID, they're going to attach it to a social credit score.
Yep.
They're going to attach it to a carbon footprint score. And then they'll be able to control your movement and control you entirely. And most importantly, they've already arrested 12,000 people for social media posts.
That's insane.
Above and beyond every other country, way above Russia. Russia was like 400 last year. The UK is 12,000. Any criticism of immigration, any criticism of grooming gangs and people being raped, any talk about how horrible this is, they come visit you. It's like someone's trying to destroy England. It's literally like they've got a concerted effort to destroy England, and they're getting away with it.
Yeah, and what happens over there?
It's really crazy. It's really crazy to watch, because the mass immigration's not an accident. If I was going to destroy a country, I would do it exactly the way they're doing it. I'd take away their freedom, take away their ability to protest, take away their guns, which they did in the 90s, and then you start tightening that noose.
I'm mentally preparing myself because I know for a fact something is about to happen. The UK just made it mandatory for their citizens to have digital IDs. And if they don't have digital IDs, then they have problems. They're making it where if they don't have digital IDs, they won't be able to work. Then what's going to happen after that? They won't be able to buy food. Then what's going to happen after that? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen after that. Right now, they're saying that they're seizing everyone's bank account in the UK that doesn't have the digital ID. What does that tell you? Then I want you to think. Just think for a second. Usually, when things like this happen in other countries, it's just a test to see if it'll work in other countries. Now you got to ask yourself, what country is next? Right. But then I want you to dig a little bit deeper. Grab your Bibles. And I need you to just think about the mark of the beast. Take your time. Not saying that's what it is, but just think about it. Think about all the shit they're trying to introduce. Think about why they want to introduce it. Think about the control they'll have if they introduce it and we accept it. You thinking? You all right. Pay attention.
Whedons have been putting chips inside of their hands since 2018. 2018, they're rice-sized chips. You place them in between your thumb and your index, just like how they said that it would be. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that say, oh, that's how we're gonna buy and purchase everything eventually in the last days. Just so that you're aware, this is a group by biohackers, and biohackers were just doing it, and then they begin slowly to integrate it into society as a whole. So imagine being able to travel, get on the bus, and all you gotta do is just wave your hand. Now, it's still young in this development, but it's been going on since 2018. So they've got really sophisticated with how they handle these things. Just like if you look at your cell phone, you have an NFC chip inside of it. That's basically all that this is. Their aim is to replace any electronic, any physical items at all. Car keys, credit cards, certain information. Even if you pass away, they'll be able to scan the chip and get the information to find out who you are so they can identify the body. There are some positive things to it, but people say it might end up. So again, is it harmful? Is it something that we should be afraid of, or should we be embracing this? Maybe it's not that deep. Will it be helpful towards society as a whole is the question that we have to ask.
The digital ID just got 10 times worse. In fact, it's already here. You probably already have the digital ID without even realizing. And the truth behind Keir Starmer and the government's agenda behind this is sickening. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why this is so much worse than you thought it was. But then I'm going to share with you what I believe the solution is. And I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. And I'm going to tell you what I think the practical solutions, but also the spiritual solutions, because this is, in my opinion, pretty demonic. Do you remember what happened in year 2020 when they said that we all have to get a COVID vaccine? And then we have to have a double booster and a triple jab, and we have to prove that. You don't have to. It's not illegal. It's not forced. But if you don't have it, well, you can't leave the country. And all the airlines just complied, didn't they? The airlines complied, the restaurants, the theaters. Oh, you want to go to the theater? You need to have your vaccine passport. So they didn't force it, but they kind of forced it. And here's the thing. That was a test. That was a test of compliance. And anyone that didn't do it or spoke up about it, they would silence. I had this happen to me. I made a video in year 2000 about what I thought about the COVID vaccine. And the video went down. YouTube took it down. I got a strike on my channel, and I was then shadow banned. I suffered the consequences of speaking about it. So if you spoke up about it, you were silenced, but also peer pressured by the media, because the whole thing was, isn't it? My grandma died of COVID and you're selfish. You know how many people told me that? You're responsible for my grandma dying. It's emotional manipulation, and it's ridiculous. And that's the same, by the way, what they tried pathetically to do with the digital ID. Cause a problem, all the immigrants coming in, rile everybody up, get everybody really annoyed, and then say, don't worry, we've heard you, we've got a solution. Da, 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 digital ID. It's ridiculous. It's so see-through and transparent if you have a brain. But unfortunately, most people don't have a brain. And most people in year 2020 and year 2021 said, my grandma died. You're selfish leaving the house without a mask and without the vaccine. You failed the test. I didn't fail the test. I spoke up about it. I suffered the consequences. You failed the test. And because everyone failed the test and everyone was a sheep and they all cried and got their triple booster, now the government are like, okay, cool. Now let's roll out digital ID. So it's nothing to do with illegal immigration, because this has been planned since 2001. 2002, it went into government consultation. 2002, that's when the government were talking about it. There was no vote, though. They didn't speak about it. They didn't say, what do the people think? That's the problem when they act like we're a democracy. But actually, we're not. It's not a democracy. Basically, dictatorship. That's the way we're going. And any democracy that we do have is because they'll use the BBC to brainwash the people. And unfortunately, because people are so sheep-like, they'll vote the way that the dictators want them to vote. So it's messed up. 2006, they tried to make it law to have an ID card, and it was back and forth in consultation. They said no in 2011, and this has been going on for years. But here's the scary thing. 2014 was when the digital ID infrastructure was launched. That's when it was actually all the money spent is done. So they got it ready. 2016, 2017, ready. And then 2020, instead of saying it's mandatory you get the digital ID, they thought, let's test this first. Let's see how stupid people are. Let's test it with a pandemic. And they ran it, and you all fell for it. And then now, okay, that worked. Give it a couple years. Okay, 2025. Oh, illegal immigrants. Okay, we need a digital ID. What? They might think, but Samuel, what's the big deal? It's just a digital ID. It's no different from passport, but just online. What's the problem? Well, here's the issue. There's many issues, but here's one issue. At the moment, as a human being, as an individual, you've got your passport, your driver's license, you've got your car keys, you've got your bank account, your credit card, everything's all in different places. So God forbid if something happens, like your bank don't like you and your bank close you down. Oh, okay, I've got another one. Okay, I've got some crypto. Okay, I can do this. At least you can drive, at least you can. But when everything's all in one place, and when we're in a country and a society where free speech is no longer free and everything's in one place, and they go, we didn't like that tweet. We don't like your opinion. How dare you? They just turn you off. Just turn you into a complete nomad. Suddenly you can't buy anything. You can't sell anything. You can't trade. You can't take money, give. Got nothing. It's all shut off. You can't drive. You've got no driver's license. That'd be illegal to drive without a driver's license. God forbid we all have electric cars, which is what they're pushing. Just turn you off. They know your registration plate because it's all tracked. It's all registered. Everything's all in one place. And oh, naughty boy. While we investigate and wait for an apology, it turned off. COVID was a test. Can't leave the house. Can't travel without this injection into your arm. Can't do this. And we fell for it. And now they have confidence to just brazenly say, what did Keir Starmer say? He said, you will not be able to work without the digital ID. It's that simple.
You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
The audacity. When we live in a democracy, when we had no choice on this. I mean, when he was voted in, he didn't say, by the way, guys, my manifesto is digital ID. If he just said that, no one would have voted him in. It's completely wrong. Every single aspect of your life, all in one place, on your phone. And if you're bad, everything's just gone. I mean, it is the first time this has ever happened in history. And it is outrageous. And it's wrong that over 3 million people in Britain have said no and signed a petition to the government. And they've just gone, here's another thing. It's already here. It's not like they're saying, we're going to do this. They've already done it. My brother, Russell, went on to Company's House because we had to change some details on one of our companies. And it said, before you update anything on Company's House or do that, you need to fill out this form and do this thing and scan your face. And Russell's like, this is awfully a bit similar to the digital ID. It was! I'm getting people messaging me now saying, Samuel, I'm trying to set up a company and I'm being told that I can't be a director of a company without doing this. And I think this is the digital ID. Is it? I hate to break it to you. Yes, it is. What's happening is you are being forced to have a digital ID. And yeah, you're not going to be able to set up a company. You're not going to be able to get a job. You're not going to be able to do many things unless you sign up to it. This is already in place. And now I'm getting people asking me questions. Well, what do I do, Samuel? Do I just not be a director? How can I continue in the workplace and in the world without this? So I'm going to try my best to bring some solutions to you. And you might not like my solutions, but I can only speak authentically from my heart and tell you what I think, because I think this is extremely problematic. I think that we are in a silent war right now. I'll give you my thoughts. So firstly, I believe the digital ID is not the final end to the matter. I think that the vaccines and the COVID stuff was the test to see how stupid we are. I think the digital ID is preparation for what's to come after that. And I mean, listen, everything I say on this video, I'm a pretty successful businessman. My views and opinions are my own, and I'm going to give you my honest thoughts and opinions. My thoughts are, once we've got the digital ID in place, and everyone's got it, because there's no choice, it's then going to be a chip. They'll start by saying it has to be in your phone, because everyone has their phone on them all the time, but then there's some people that will go, well, I'll just get an old Nokia, and there'll be old people and young, they will just be like, nah. Maybe people will just go, you know what, I don't have a phone. But eventually what they'll do is they'll then say that the people that don't have phones are criminals. They're trying to be off the grid. And look, there's this one person here who's every time anyone does anything bad or criminal, They'll just set people up. This person did something terrible and we couldn't track it and he got away with it almost, but luckily because of these hard-working police officers. But if he'd just had it on his phone, we'd have been able to And then in the end, what they'll do is they'll say, right, here's what we're going to do. Instead of having it on your phone, you just have it in your hand. It's not going to be painful, just like the COVID vaccine. Just a little prick. That's why I think the vaccine was a test, because it was actually putting something into your body, forcing people to have something in their body. And you'd think that would be unthinkable. You can't force me to have a chip in my hand, or you got something in your arm. So once they've got digital ID on your phone, then it's just going to be, okay, go and have it now in your hand. And now this is end times. This is super scary stuff. But that's the way it's going. Now I don't know how long it will be before this happens. I don't know if this is going to be. It could happen very fast. Look how fast COVID happened. 1 minute you're working, doing your thing, and the next minute, bang! It could be very fast. It depends on how much opposition they get from people like me and people like you. I don't know if this video will stay up. I don't know if it will, especially when I'm speaking about end time stuff. You know, they don't want this getting out there, but I think that's what's going to happen based on the fact that they forced us to have something into our body. Now they're forcing us to have a digital ID on our phone. It's going to be a chip. And what's the solution? Well, here's the thing. When I have no solutions, I'm just like, man, I don't even know. I don't even know if my life is safe. Am I even safe making this video?
The digital ID! Freedom! Freedom! Freedom!
When the government acts disproportionately, tries to take away your freedoms, then we need to protest.
Saying no to digital ID, no to monitoring, no to reduction of freedom.
Please, people, resist!
I don't support digital ID. It's going to be the biggest downfall of this country.
We are fighting tyranny. We want our freedoms.
Control every aspect of our lives. Not about it. But my future, my kids' future, everyone's future.
We don't want any tyranny, thanks.
Governmental overreach.
Yes. Don't really fancy living in China.
Because we don't want a digital ID.
Why not?
Because it's control. There's not much coming back from this. You know, look at what's happening in China.
Digital ID is the building block upon digital control. I mean, those central bank digital currencies are coming. When they come, they're programmable. We're in trouble.
Your future generations will not have any freedom. But if you commit this digital ID system, your government has sold you out. You are working on behalf of very evil agendas. Ask yourself, which side of history do you want to stand on? We say no! The digital ID! We say no!
The people are standing up. This is the first of many. Join us on the 22nd, the next march against the digital ID and for freedom. We are the people, we are the power, we are the 99%.
Because now it's time for digital ID. Okay, 17 countries have rolled out or passed digital ID laws in the last 3 months.
Can you do me a favor and explain to me what digital ID is first?
It's implemented in stages, though, too. So it's implemented in stages. So digital ID is essentially tying your biometric. The ultimate goal is tying your biometrics to a essentially IP address on maybe, let's say, a blockchain, so that you can have your own social credit score based on the things you say, the things you pay, and the things you do.
Black Mirror.
Very 1000% Black Mirror. So basically every single Revelations type prophetic show that you've ever watched, that.
Because when I think of digital ID, I have been flying a lot lately, especially with Delta, and it has digital ID on it, and it's awesome because you walk up and you're like, it shows your picture. I say TSA pre-check and digital ID. I walk up, don't take my shoes off, my belt off. It scans my thing. They don't need my boarding pass. They don't need my passport. They don't need anything.
Well,
I'm in. I'm like, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah, it is awesome. Don't get used to traveling though. Because beyond in this podcast, they're gonna flag your ass here in about 2 years. Yeah, bro. You won't even be able to start your car. Right, so it's that like inability to be able to buy or sell unless your social credit score checks out. So there's 17 countries that have all rolled out or passed this. Okay,
hold on.
All right.
When you say social credit score, because there was a Black Mirror episode. Did you watch Black Mirror yet? No. Son of a bit.
Get to your point, because I want to say these 17 countries that are doing this now: the EU, the UK, Laos, China, Taiwan, Mexico, Zambia, Canada, Ethiopia, Thailand, Vietnam, Australia, Costa Rica, Switzerland, and Papua New Guinea. Or 3 years in prison. Somebody just went to jail in the EU just over a meme.
They can't force me to get the digital ID. Yes, they can. And they already did.
You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
You see, this has already been experimented with the pandemic, when they told you to put a mask over your nose and you did it. When they told you can't leave the house and you obeyed and you just went for a 20-minute walk. Meanwhile, Boris Johnson and everybody else in government and parliament and MPs were having parties. Matt Hancock was snogging somebody while telling us we can't even go to our own grandma's funeral. And you were at home. That was the test and you failed. So now, when they're saying digital ID, they know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to talk a big game and then cower like a coward when it comes in. That's why Keir Starmer's speaking with such confidence, saying, yeah, we're going to bring it in. What did he say yesterday or the day before yesterday? He said, you won't be able to work. Now, firstly, let me say this. If you can't work because you don't have the digital ID on your phone tracked where he can see your every single move and the government knows everything and has access to your bank account, if you can't work, like I said in 2020, you can always work for me. Because in 2020, when I was running my property businesses, my training program, I had events, and everyone was saying, you can't go into a room with more than this many people, and if you do, you need to be vaccinated. And the security at my events that were telling people, oh, we're not going to let people in unless they're vaccinated, I fired them or found a new venue.
So the latest in this dystopian outrage that is now all of China, apparently, is I once again cannot buy food. A couple days ago, my uncle and my cousin helped me get a cell phone that is linked to a Chinese bank card so that I could buy anything. But now, apparently, it has been flagged for some reason, and I have to pass facial recognition identity verification, which is insane, because all I want to do is just spend my gift card balance on this debit card. I can't believe I'm doing this. I have to open my mouth. Oh my god. Terrifying. And of course, because it was my cousin who set this up for me, I did not pass verification. I guess it's a good thing that the Chinese app is not racist. But now I once again can't buy anything.